What is going on, YouTube? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture. And today is a day that I've been waiting for like 3 months now. We're doing a CGC unboxing. Now, we're not really unboxing. I got some books set aside, but I got the books right down here. Let me just show you the big box of books. Boom! There it is. Now, I'm showing off 5 of the 13 books today, guys. I will be showing off 4 other books in my comic book canon show tomorrow night. And I will also be doing a live stream showing off the rest of the books with a special guest, most likely next week. So look forward to those. But today we're gonna explore 5 of the books, and we're gonna guess the grade. And yeah, I got them already right here. I already know the grade, but I will say that I took note to what grade that I actually thought they were before I sent them out. And here it is. So I got my CGC slip, and I put right next to each. I'll show you guys. Right here, right next to each submission. If you guys can see, I put right there. I put all the grades that I thought they would be. So, you guys ready to do this with me? I'm excited. All right, let's pick this first book. This first book is a book that ever since I received it in my collection, this was one book I wanted to send to CGC for sure. I knew it was high grade. I gave it a press, and it is a beauty. Wolverine #1, the limited series, first solo book. Wolverine #1. I guessed a 9.4 on this. I mean, you guys can see the corners are nice and sharp. Edges are clean. The spine is nice and clean all the way to the top. Top is smooth. I thought the corners were really sharp. Just a beautiful book all around. Beautiful white back. No blemishes there almost. So I guessed a 9.4. And in honor of Alex the Comic Hoarder, who started the trend of putting the painter's tape. I'm going to assume he starts the trend because I watch his stuff all the time. And I love his reactions. Now, guys, this isn't as good as Alex's because I know the grades. Now, I didn't do that on purpose. What had happened was I had the order screen up on my tab on my computer, and it had refreshed, and it refreshed with the grades populated, and they were like boom right there, and I was like, oh shoot. So I know all the grades, but it's still fun because I have what I guessed, and you guys are probably guessing what you might think this is now. So I guessed a 9.4. And it got a 9.6. So happy. Like, wow. So happy for this. Let's see if I have what I paid for this book. So, okay, currently, Wolverine in a 9.6. My purchase price was $62, okay? Now, when you take that price and add CGC costs, which is the cost of pressing and shipping and all that, my total cost for this book was $97. Fair market value of a CGC Wolverine #1 9.6, $150. So if I was able to sell this at fair market value right now, I would have earned a $53 return on investment. So not too shabby. Obviously, this book is not going anywhere, and I highly believe that this book is going to continue to increase in value. I believe when I bought it, I paid a little much for it for then, but like I said, it's going to continue to increase when we see Wolverine in the MCU. Look out, especially since Hulk 181 is becoming unattainable to many. So very, very happy with the results of this book. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys, next up on the list is another hot book right now, and that's Nova #1. Beautiful, beautiful Bronze Age Goodness, origin and first appearance of Richard Rider Nova. First appearance of Ginger J. So there it is. My guess on this book, guys, was a 7.0. Obviously, I gave this book a press. You got the background, black background that looks decently well for a Bronze Age books. Pretty clean. You got some rounding of the corners down there. You guys can see right there, a little bit of rounding going on. Bottom looks pretty decently clean. The spine is pretty nice, considering. Trying to get the glare off there, guys. Let's look at this spine. Yeah, that's a pretty darn clean spine. I see 2 color breaking ticks that are pretty small. Maybe a couple more ticks that don't really break color, but definitely rounding of the edges. Oh, there's another color breaking tick that's a pretty decent. Yeah, that's right. This was kind of creased in. I tried to press this out. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a color breaking tick right there, but it's not just a tick. It's kind of crinkled that whole side. The press helped a little bit, but it didn't get it all out. The back is pretty clean. Some dinge towards the spine. But like I said, I gave after the press, I said I think this book is going to be a 7.0. What do you guys think? Let us see. Alex does this so much better. 7.0. So I was spot on. Super excited about that, man. That gives me hope in my grading skills. 7.0. I'm very happy for this book to be a 7.0. Absolutely. So let's look at the numbers, guys. So Nova #1. I paid. Guess how much I paid for this, guys? 20 bucks. 20 bucks. So with CGC costs, my total cost of this book was $55. Fair market value right now is $70. That would be only a $15 return on investment for 7.0. But I'm telling you, this book, I mean, that fair market value, for when I did this, I did this like 3 weeks ago, maybe. I bet the fair market value has jumped on this book because it's been so hot. So very happy to have this book in a 7.0. All right, next on the list, Secret Wars #8. Origin of the Black Suit. Beautiful Mike Zeck cover. And let's see what I guessed on this. Secret Wars #8. I guessed a 9.0. So let's take a look at this book. Beautiful orange. Some of these books are the orange doesn't pop as much, but the orange on this book is decently nice. Decently sharp edges in the corners. I think the top corner was a little blunted. You guys could probably see that right there. A little blending going on. Top's decently smooth, except I think there was, yeah, I mean, you could see a little bit of indentation on that corner as well. I don't know if you guys could see it, but it's coming down from the top. It's not a color breaking thing or anything, but the spine has 1, 2, maybe like 3 color breaks. Excuse me, 3 spine ticks. They don't really break color. Maybe that one does a little bit. There's one in the cloud there. Right. Oh, right down, right there. A little bit of a color break. There's a couple smaller ones down along the line, but I think that's the only color breaking one. Really, really beautiful book. The back is decently white. Yeah, man, I think I originally graded this higher. I originally thought that this book was going to get higher, but then I dropped it down to a 9.0 in my guess. I think I guessed a 9.2 at first. So, 9.0. was my guess. We have a 9.0. So once again, I was spot on. And I'm happy. I am happy. I wish this could have got a little higher. I mean, it's really clean. I think on another day, understanding CGC, I think on another day this easily could have got a 9.2. There's a little bit of I don't know if you guys can see this. See right here where the light's glaring. There's a little bit of a ripple on the top of the book. So sometimes newer books come off the presses like that. But for this book, maybe that kind of took the gray down a little bit more. But, I mean, this could have got a 9.2 easily. I even think on another day, knowing CGC, it could have got a 9.4. But I will take the 9.0. I will take it absolutely any day of the week. So, happy about that. All right, guys, 2 more. Next up, another hot spec book right now. Amazing Spider-Man 210, first appearance of Madam Web. Another really cool cover with a lot of black going on here. And my guess for my Amazing Spider-Man 210 was another 9.0. All right, nice newsstand edition. Let's take a look at the spine here. Whoop. I still had to get used to the camera being backwards. So we got a couple spine ticks going on there. Let me take a look at this. We got, on the bottom there, I saw a couple. There's one right here. One right there. One right there. At least 3. 2 of them are a little bit of a color break. Have a little bit of a color break. Edges are decently sharp. I think the bottom's pretty nice too. Actually, that one color break is pretty big right there. You guys can see that. It's a pretty deep color break. A little bit of dirtying of the white right there, and a little bit of a foxing or blemishing around the edge there. And that, I think that kind of goes along right there a little bit as well. But the rest of the edges look pretty decent. Oh, here's a little nick. There's a little nick ding right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's not really focusing in right there. The back is decently white. You got some dinge. You got some dinge going on along the spine there. You guys can see that. There's a little bit of dinging and what looks to be a little texture change right in there. I don't know if that you would call that rippling. I think that is a little bit of a ripple down there. Kind of like the other one that had on the top, the Secret Wars. So overall, pretty good looking book, especially for all the black on the cover around the edges for a Bronze Age book, even though it's a bit later Bronze Age. Was this 1980? Yep, 1980. All right, you guys ready? I guess the 9.0. We have a 9.0. Again, spot on. I'm telling you guys, I am very impressed with not only my grading capability, but some consistency here, because I talked about lack of consistency with CGC and grading companies in general in the past, and not that I'm going to be done talking about that, but I am happy. I mean, my Wolverine was 1 point above what I guessed. And then what do we have? I guess 7.0 on the Nova, 9.0 on the Secret Wars, and 9.0 on this. So far, so good. Really, really happy about that. All right, guys, we have one more book to show off today. Now, keep in mind, I have eight more books to show off at a later date. Next up on the list, though, and final for today, this is a book that I wanted to send in last year. I should have sent in last year, but I didn't because I did Silver Age books. Spider-Woman number... Oh, actually, sorry, guys. Before I go into that, we need to go back. I didn't say what I paid for these. So let's look at Secret Wars. Secret Wars I paid $40 for. $40. Pretty good. With the CGC cost, it's $75 total. Fair market value in a 9.0 right now is $120. Return on investment would be $45. And again, I think this book is going to continue to gain value. I think if we see the Tom Holland wear the black suit in the MCU, or if he crosses over to the Sonyverse, regardless, if we see Tom Holland wearing the black suit, look out for any black suit related stuff to increase. Outside of that, though, this book is going to continue to slowly increase over time. The Amazing Spider-Man 210. This is a good one. Guess how much I paid for this, guys? I paid under $5 for this. I don't remember the exact amount, but I paid under $5. The reason I know this is because I got this some years back at a sale at A1 Comics, maybe like 6-7 years ago, and it was 50% off, and it was in their back bin issue, back bin boxes, which are all books that are under $10. So the most I paid for this was $5. But I can almost guarantee that the cover price of this book was probably more like $5 or $6, which means I paid about $2.50 or $3 for this book. Okay, now I just added $5 on with the CGC cost, so we'll just say that I paid $40 for this book. Fair market value for this book in a 9.0 is $130. Return on investment $90. Pretty awesome. Again, a book that's going to continue to go up in value, in my personal humble opinion. All right, back to our final book, Spider-Woman number 1. Okay. Again, this book is it's a tough one again. Beautiful black cover. And my guess on this grade, guys, was a 9.0. Now, I bought this off of eBay, and the seller put it at a very fine near mint 9.0. Now, I gave it a press, obviously. And I said, yeah, you know what? I think this is a 9.0. The black is really solid still. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the black throughout the cover. There is some wear up here. You see a little oh, what do you call that? Like, not chipping, but a little bit of just wear along the top there. Okay. The edge, little foxing right there. So this is similar to the 210, Spider-Man 210, but just a little more going on here with this. The spine is, I think the spine is real. I mean, the spine's perfect. There's one. There's one spine tick, and it does not color break. I don't know if you guys can even see it. That's how small it is. I can't even see it in the glare. It is right there. Very, very small. That spine is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Again, no color breaks throughout the whole cover. No color breaks at all. No color breaks along the spine. A little bit of foxing going on here. You got a little bit of roughage right there. The corner over here is not as sharp as it should be, obviously. A little bit of a ding. The corner at the bottom is very sharp, though. Very, very sharp corner. Bottom corner there. I mean, maybe not 9.8 sharp, but decently sharp. And then, so the edges around the book, you got a couple little more dings going on right. A little bit of a scuff right there and right there. See that? Maybe a little more one right there. And that's it. Okay, let's look at the back. Really white. Really white. I mean, I'm impressed with how white this back is. Again, nothing along the spine. The spine is smooth. Bottom is smooth. There's nothing wrong. These edges, perfectly sharp edges too. Perfectly sharp edges on the back cover. Just perfect. I mean, this back for a Bronze Age book Yeah, I mean, high grade. So, my guess was a 9.0 on this, guys. Are we ready? And that's what the eBay Solar sold it as. 9.0. 6.0. A 6.0. Can you believe this, guys? I'm taken back. I am unbelievably taken back by this. Here's the thing. I get it if it's not a 9.0. I get it. You know, I looked at the grader's notes. The grader's notes said, minor, minor spine. I actually got it right here, guys. So I'm going to read it to you guys exactly verbatim what it said. Spider Woman number 1, light bends to cover. There is no bend. There's no bend. Did you guys see a bend? There is no bend to this cover anywhere. I do not see it. I do not see a bend. There's no color breaking creases, nothing. Then it says light creasing to cover. So there's no creasing at all. What do they are they saying this little these blemishes along the edge are creases? No. I don't know about all that. Light spine stress to cover. Okay, so spine stress. Again, there's no spine ticks, except for that one maybe tiny one. But maybe they mean the spine stress more looking at a spine roll. I don't know if you guys I mean, oh, see that? See that? You guys see that right there? So maybe, and I swear I gave this a press. Maybe that is what they're talking about there. So you got that going on. Okay, and then it says light spine stress to cover. I said that. Light tears to cover. Okay, are they taking into consideration this ding? Right, look, where is it? These little this ding is a tear, maybe? I'm blown away, guys. Now, here's the thing. Okay, even with the I disagree 100% with bends to cover. I don't, there's no bends. There's no bends to this cover. I disagree with that 100%. Creasing. I disagree with creasing. There's no creasing to this cover. There's no way that you can, I mean, I've never seen something as small as this, a little color blemishing around the top as being called bends and creases. And then, okay, so the spine stress, I get it. Okay, maybe that's that. And the light tears, I mean, wow. I don't even remember that being a tear. I don't even remember that being a tear, but okay, I'll give it to him. Even with that, I think a 6.0 is still not justified. This is a black cover. It's a Bronze Age black cover book, and for as black as this is, and for the way it looks, I disagree with this grade 100%. Now, this is where some of you viewers might be, oh well, it's an opinion. It's this and that. This is why we need more transparency. Now, I look at this and I know I'm going to get crap. I'm going to get crap here. So let me just state this. Let me state constructive criticism, right? Because I'm going to go with the positives first. I just showed you guys 4 books that I guessed the grade exactly, in one where they gave me a higher grade than what I guessed. I appreciate CGC. There's consistency there. There's even more probably consistency in the other books that I'm not showing today. Okay. But when you look at how books can go in one day and go in the next and be completely different, I don't think that this book is a 6.0. I think when you talk about blemishes, even though you might consider those 2 little dings on the edges here rips, what do they say? Minor, light. Even though there's this little roughaging on the top. I mean, there's roughaging on the top of this Nova. There's more foxing going on the Nova. The spine has a lot of spine ticks, not necessarily color breaking. There's a few color breaking spine ticks. The edges are not as sharp at all. The back is dingy, is very dingy. Um, there's roughing on the top here. Maybe not quite as much as this, but and this got a 7.0. So basically, I'm really look. I solidified my ability to grade by being on point with 3 of them and off by 1 point of another high grade. And then for me to be off, like if this was an 8.0 or even a 7.5, I wouldn't be complaining as much as a 6.0. When I'm looking at this Nova book, this book has to be at least a 7.0. That's my opinion. So I'm going to challenge CGC on this. I doubt it'll go anywhere. Now, because when we look at the and this goes to the video that I made a couple weeks back in response to people commenting saying, you know, getting your book CGC'd is an automatic higher return on investment. If you want to make money, get your books slabbed. Nope. Watch this, guys. I bought this. I bought this book for off of eBay as a very fine near mint 9.0. Okay. Back then, I bought it for let's see, Spider Woman number. I bought it for $25. Okay. You couldn't buy this book for $25 right now. It's definitely increased. I don't know the exact number. Especially in a 9.0 very fine near mint raw. It is not, you know, you're going to pay probably at least double that, if not more. So I paid $25 with CGC cost. My total cost was $60. Okay, a fair market value for a 6.0 is $25. I took a negative loss of $35 on this. If I tried to sell this now, I took a loss. And this proves my point that just because you go slab a book, it doesn't mean you're going to be making money. I could have sold this raw as a 9.0 and probably at minimum double the money of what I paid for it. Can't do that now because it's in a plastic with this number on it. So I will say this. I do understand. I'm open-minded to why it wasn't as high as I thought it was. And I can understand why it wasn't as high as the seller thought it was. But I still stand firm with this book is not a 6.0. I guarantee you that if I sent this book back in like tomorrow, it would come back higher than a 6.0. Not 9.0, but I am 99.9% positive that if I send this in again, it's going to come back higher than a 6.0. So that's just my opinion on that. Now, I'm gonna stop talking about that because overall here, guys, I am very, very happy with the books today in the overall grades. Extremely happy. I think overall CGC was very consistent. But this is where I will say one final note. This is why we need transparency. I don't know if multiple people graded my books. I'm gonna assume yes. I'm gonna assume that these weren't all graded by one person and it was streamlined. I don't know though. I don't know the process. That's why we need transparency when it comes to, you know, like the Overstreet guy talks about why is this book a 6.0? You know, don't just come at me with you know, there was books that said moderate to severe on some of these that still got higher grades, but yet these were minor and maybe they added up to be more defects than others, even though they were minor, whatever. I need to understand more clearly why this book is a 6.0, why this book is a 7.0, and whatnot. I do believe that we need that type of standard within the grading industry so we as consumers are more properly informed. So, but with that said, I'm overall very, very happy, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I have more books to show off. Look forward for Comic Book Canon show tomorrow night, and then look forward for another live stream showing off the rest of my books probably next week. So, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Thank you for watching, and until next time.